I hope you don't expect too much professionalism because you're probably going to get disappointed. Um, Anyways, this video I wanted to talk a little bit about the transformation I've gone over in the past 2 years. And the reason why is because I've brought so much more positivity into my life. It's life changing, right? I've had a life changing transformation, and I'm not done. I'm at the halfway point, right? But 2022, I was wearing a 4X shirt. I was wearing size 44 pants. And right now I'm in size 38 pants. And I'm going to have to go buy some more because these are fitting very loose. I'm going to have to go down to 36. So 44 to a 36 in 2.5 years. And I went from a size 4X shirt to a 2X shirt in the same time period. And I didn't really change much about my lifestyle. I lift weights every once in a while, not with any regularity, but not any more than I did back then. There's one thing that I changed, and that was the shit that I shoved into my mouth. And I think that we have a real health crisis in this country because people aren't paying attention to the shit they're shoving in their mouth. People will eat a bag of chips and a bunch of Reese's peanut butter cups and then wash it down with a Coca-Cola, and they wonder why they feel like shit. They wonder why they're lethargic. They wonder why they have arthritic pains. And I know about arthritic pains. I suffered with those for years. But the past 2 years, 95% improvement. And it's all just by changing what I shoved into my mouth. Instead of going out to fast food every day and wasting all my money and poisoning myself, I'm cooking food at home. And focusing on protein. 100%. That is just crazy, the difference that I experienced. Like now I have, when I was like 14, I've been in a wheelchair my whole life, but when I was 14, I played wheelchair basketball. I was very active, right? And that's all I did was I just worked out all the time. And back then I wore a 2X shirt, and I feel better now than I did when I was 14 years old. And, I'm pushing 40. My goal is on my 40th birthday to be at my peak physical condition of my whole life. And I think I'm going to accomplish that easily. And I'm not the healthiest person in the world, I'm in a wheelchair for starts. So when I decided to lose weight, I knew that I was at a disadvantage. But the results I've seen are life-changing, I used to go to the store at 3 o'clock in the morning back when Walmarts were open till then. And I'd do that, I don't know if it was because I was ashamed of how I looked or whatever, but that might be part of it, I didn't feel good about myself, right? And the thing that really there's two things that kick-started that made me get the lead out of my ass to get myself into better shape. And one was I was tagged on a photo on Facebook. I went with my buddy to a park, and so he tagged me in a photo, and I seen it and I said, holy shit. I didn't like what I saw. I was like, holy shit, to see a picture of yourself in that shape. It was absolutely appalling. And I untagged it. I'm not going to lie. I hit untag because I was embarrassed, right? And this is one thing, as you grow, I messaged them and I said, hey, thanks for tagging me in that picture. I didn't realize absolutely how sickly and unhealthy I was, and that's the reason why I started this transformation. And another reason is because I was gifted a shirt that didn't fit. And that made me feel like shit, right? But now this shirt fits me baggy, right? I'm going to have to throw it out soon because it's too big. And it just, like, my outlook, just by changing my diet, my outlook is better. Like, better things are happening for me. Like, I was ashamed of myself, and now when I go places, like, I'm getting attention from the ladies. Like, what the hell, you know? Like, you know, it's nice, but I'm just saying, like, you change one thing in your life for the better, and it makes everything better, you know? Like, just by changing my diet, I'll tell you what, I have less pain. I feel better about myself. I'm not ashamed to look myself in the mirror, even though I'm not much to look at, right? It's just, like, just bringing a little bit of positivity in your life can change everything. And, another thing, too, is be careful about the shit that you're putting into your brain, right? Around the same time period that I started changing my health, I shut off the news, right? Because it's all bad news, and there's nothing on there that's gonna, you know, make you feel better about anything, right? It's generally bad news, right? I shut that off, and I quit poisoning my brain with all this negativity, and boy, like, I'm a different person. I'm 100% different. Like, if you had met me 2.5 years ago, I was bitter. I was angry. I just had a negative outlook on everything. And now I feel like I can conquer the world. But I'm never satisfied. I'm going to try to focus on the future. I'm going to try to be better tomorrow than I was today. And just remember this. When I talk about the news, people are going to say, he's uninformed, he's uninformed. There is something to the little scripture, which I'm never going to freaking mention scripture again, but God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change. If you can't change it, don't even let that focus in your brain. If you have no control over something and you have a negative emotion about it, it's going to prevent you from doing the shit that you can affect, right? And the wisdom to know the difference, right? So control the shit that you can, that you have an impact on, and everything else is just bullshit. Like, it's just to create some sort of emotions, and it's generally negative. So there you go. Go have a positive day, and, you know, there's no excuse. Even if you're in a wheelchair, there's no excuse.